Zed mid. Against Rise, I will probably start with long sword to have a bit of sustain in lane. I'm like 99% sure our bot lane is gonna get ripped apart, so I'll probably go roam there a lot. Other than that, the actual matchup, so I mentioned in my previous Zed video that on Zed I either max my Q or my E depending on matchup. Against Rise, who's all actually ranged harass. Wow, we have 3 AFKs. Okay, but who's ranged harass, I'm going to be maxing my Q first. What else? So this matchup is, I'm not exactly sure who is like supposed to win in the textbook matchup, but since Rise got nerfed like 18 times, including most importantly his range nerf, Zed should do fairly well against him. I'm not so scared of Rise in lane, and as soon as I hit level 6, I think I'll be able to insta-give him. So yeah, this game, as far as laning phase goes, my goal is to not allow Rise to farm efficiently. Obviously, Rise scales really well into the game, so I want to shut him down as early as possible, and then as well as help my bot lane get outfed, because we have a Vayne which scales great into late game, but against the Caitlyn she gets countered pretty hard. Not to mention she has a no sustain support, so it'll be a pretty rough bot lane. So since I'm melee, I'm just going to give him that one help and then go back to lane. Otherwise I waste too much time leashing. Rise doesn't have too much armor right now, only 28, so harass, should be able to harass him efficiently, at least for now. So yeah, since I don't really do a great amount of damage until like level 2 or 3, I'm not going to try to go for too much harass until then. But the shadow in lane does extend my harass range a lot, so that makes it a lot easier. So far, Riot has not dodged a single one of my Qs, and he's not really going for harass at all. He's just basically, wow, okay, that's good. He's just basically only last hitting. Oh, he dodged. He didn't even dodge. I just missed my first Q. If Nautilus hit that hook, that he probably would have died. So now that the lane is pushed already, I'm just gonna keep pushing. I'm not really afraid of ganks because I have 2 gap closers. And I'm doing pretty well on farm, so so that's all pretty good right now. I'm pretty much clearing the goals that I set out with. There is the gank, and I'll probably have to flash because my W was down, which was bad timing. So until I heal up my HP a bit, I'm just gonna play a little more safe. The tricky thing about Zed in lane is that you can just harass from really unexpected directions with your shadow, which a lot of people tend to ignore. So yeah, Rise isn't even like avoiding my shadow hits at all. Next time my shadow comes up, I might be able to take him out. but he is healing pretty well. And I messed my hit up. So I'm just probably going to stay in lane until he's level 6, and at that point, even though I'm a lot lower than he is, I'll probably just be able to kill him. What happened there? Where was that? What was that? Oh, okay, that was... I don't really know how that happened, but whatever, not a big deal. So since this Rise is higher HP, he's playing a lot more aggressive than he was before. But he's still low enough that at level 6 I'll pretty much be able to immediately take him out when my W is up. So I'm not going to use it until level 6, which is now. And he's probably low enough for me to insta kill. Yep. So Zed gets a huge damage burst spike at level 6. So basically, if the mid is relatively squishy like that Rise, and he's at about half health, you'll probably be able to take him out. I'm just gonna wait for a BF sword. A lot of people like building the Blade of the Ruined King on Zed. I prefer getting a Bloodthirster because Zed isn't really an auto attacker. He is much more of a burst 80 damage, in which case Bloodthirster is better. Blade of the Ruined King can be good if you are doing some heavy chasing, but I don't really envision doing that right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get a BF sword, and this will like massively increase my damage output versus Rise. Although I have to play careful, stay a little bit back because I do have no harass. Please die, Teemo. Nobody likes Teemo. Yep. There we go. I don't really know what Teemo was doing there. Rise just blew his ult, but he's also running away really fast since his ult does increase his movement speed, so I can't really capitalize on it. Once my ult comes back up, I'm going to try to kill him again. So I just need to land a couple of harass hits on him first. Or I can probably roam bot since the lane is pretty pushed, and see if I can pick up a kill there. They have it warded. Not much I can do. So I just head back mid. I might not be able to pick up a kill on him, especially because I have no ignite up. But if I'm able to force him out of lane, that is a plus. Oh, he's teleporting. I should have tried to at least lower his HP before the telly went off. Seems like it wasn't an issue though. But yeah, if they're teleporting and you have nothing that's able to interrupt it, just try to chunk them as much as possible before they teleport, since while they're doing that, they're vulnerable. So my prediction about bot lane was totally wrong. I thought they would get destroyed, and they're doing very well, so I'm glad that I was wrong about that. And to type of Vamp Scepter now, I'm just not going to buy any more health pots. This Rise doesn't do enough damage to effectively harass me, so I just get some wards to watch out for Sejuani and Teemo. I didn't see which direction Sejuani went. Okay, she's actually going top. But Zac is very hard to gank because he has a lot of his own CC, and like a really long range jump. So I'm actually gonna head top. I can probably pick up a kill on Teemo. I have to actually avoid the bushes because there's probably mushrooms in there. So they actually had that warded and were coming to gank me, but my damage output was a lot higher than they suspected. So Teemo actually had to back away. No energy. Okay, I'm just gonna hold top for a bit. Zach is gonna recall to get enough gold for my bloodthirster. Oh wow, okay. That was really close. That was really good timing on Zach's part, really bad timing on Sejuani's part to use her gap closer right there. I actually might die, so I don't think he's able to catch up to me. Honestly, I could probably kill him if I stayed in lane, but I just want to get back to my own lane and be able to farm more and continue shooting down the rise, which I'm doing a pretty good job of so far. He only has 36 as he has to my 70. So after Bloodthirster, I'm not really in threat of dying, so I'm just going to keep building more damage. Probably go with a Bloodthirster, as well as finish the Moby Boots. Rise is, I don't know where he's going, but it's not going to work. Okay, Sejuani's following, so I'm gonna head up and see if I can pick up a kill or two. So hopefully I'm able to pick up Sejuani. Yeah, at the very least I was able to save the Zed, or the Zach. That was a worthless slash. It's useless chasing in a Teemo lane because of their mushrooms that are going to be everywhere. So better to just back off. That was a waste of an ult. I should have realized that Sejuani was TPing for me to kill and that she was going to back off. So I should have just saved my ult there. But the cooldown isn't the worst, so it's not the biggest loss. Also note that your ult does more damage the more damage that you actually do, so use your ult, try to use your ult at the beginning before you use your other moves. So ninjas are a bit too low for me to want to risk tanking that. I'm just gonna stick around until I get enough money for my brutalizer, and then go B. So I can get my brutalizer now, and pretty much no one on the other team can stop me. Only Sejuani can probably survive my burst, but she's not a target I'm going to be focusing anyway. So whoever shows their face in the mid lane is probably just going to die. This mid tower is really low, so I'll probably be able to pick it up if no one else shows mid. Did Rise might have gone AFK, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to take this tower. Yeah, I probably could have actually picked up the kill on her there. I overestimated her damage. But nothing wrong with playing safe. So I got shut down, but I was still able to pick up 1 kill, which is in a 3v1, that's a good trade. That was kind of funny. With Zed, you do so much damage to squishy targets that at the point where you're fed, like I am right now, even if it's a 3v1 and you get locked down and you like get 2 health, you can still probably take out their AD carry before they can kill you, because your ult grants you some invulnerability. So the fact that your blood mark does more damage to the more damage you do while it's on them is a really great feature for killing targets after you've actually died. My ult's up in 10 seconds. Hopefully that's short enough time for me to kill one of them down there. Looks like the Lux is gonna die anyway. Yeah, I use my ult when all of my other skills were on cooldown, which is not that smart. You should honestly wait until they're off, because otherwise you only get auto attack damage to boost your ult, but she was low enough that it didn't really matter. Not going to be able to pick up this turret quite yet. But yeah, so we did get that turret. And we should probably back off after the inhibitor because I'm pretty low. Looks like they want to target the mid tower, which is pretty risky because we have a lot of enemies here. Yeah, so time to back off when you see Sejuani show up, who is basically the only useful one on their team. I'm gonna take the raids just so I can level up. Now I can get my Black Cleaver and kill Lux. Don't know, Vayne might be able to pick her up. So yeah, I didn't really need to burn my flash there, but whatever. Last Whisper, which is really for Sejuani. No one else really requires getting Last Whisper. But for Zed, there's not really other just flat out damage items that are good to build, so Last Whisper is always a good choice. I would just wait for the blood mark or the shadow to come up, but 10 seconds is enough time for me to walk around anyway. The only reason I took the red buff is because we're so far ahead, no one else really needs it. I don't really need it, none of us really need it, so I just took it for fun. Normally not something I would take. That keeps dying. So Lux is dead again. The thing with having a fed Zed is that you really can't do anything about it. Like, because his gap closer isn't a skill shot, it's guaranteed to land on you, and when he's right next to you, his E is also guaranteed to land. His Q is probably going to land if it's point blank. So you, like, the only thing you can honestly do is just stay back. Unless you know for sure that his ult is down. Teemo shrooms would usually start to be a threat when you're at this low health, but since this Teemo is so underfed, it doesn't really matter at all. So now they're pretty much just going to be in their base all game. It does help that we have one Nexus turret down, so in my opinion, the best thing to do now is just to be Baron, and then we can probably tower dive their Nexus. People sometimes laugh at energy champions getting blue buff, but it's really not that bad because it's really easy for energy champs to get starved later in the game. So wow, that Zyra got really low. Yeah, when someone's warding Baron or clearing wards on Baron and you have vision of them doing it, if you just attack Baron, then Baron will automatically aggro the closest enemy, which is going to be them. In this case, Zyra actually did it to herself because she put the plant down, but that's a way to get some easy harass on the enemy. So with Lux down, I'm just going to lifesteal a little bit, and then we can just push Nexus. I'm gonna stay a little bit back because I'm melee. Yeah, then that happens. Since they're all defending their last Nexus turret, we can just get another free inhibitor top. I need to lifesteal a bit. I just wanted to get some damage on the tower before Sejuani popped back up, but then I got CC locked and picked off, which doesn't really matter at this point. But we should just be going to take out the last tower. So the only reason we came out ahead on that is because we were so fed. We should have just been going to take out the tower instead. So, but anyways, that's that. GG.